In the pulsing heart of Silicon Valley, where dreams are coded and empires rise, Horizon Innovations teeters on the edge of oblivion. Amelia Harper, a 38-year-old tech titan, stands in her glass-walled office, clutching a contract worth $100 million. Her hands tremble as she faces a nightmare. The Japanese delegation, led by the formidable Mr. Tanaka, awaits in the boardroom, but her translator is missing. Without fluent Japanese, the deal, her company's lifeline, will collapse, shattering her legacy. As panic claws at her, the elevator humps. Ethan Brooks, a night shift custodian and single father, steps out, his worn uniform a stark contrast to the sleek corporate world. Invisible to the elite, Ethan hides a secret. He speaks Japanese fluently, honed during years in Tokyo as a linguistic scholar. In a moment of desperation, Amelia's gaze locks onto Ethan's quiet confidence. Could this unassuming janitor hold the key to salvation? As the clock ticks, Ethan steps into the boardroom, his voice steady, his words a bridge across cultures. What unfolds is a story of hidden genius, love against odds, and a battle to save an empire from corporate predators, proving that heroes can emerge from the shadows. Amelia Harper adjusted her blazer for the third time in 10 minutes, her reflection in the boardroom's glass wall betraying the unease beneath her polished exterior. At 38, she was the youngest CEO of Horizon Innovations, a San Francisco tech giant known for AI-driven solutions. Today, her empire faced its greatest test, a $100 million contract with Tanaka Enterprises, a Japanese conglomerate. The deal would secure Horizon's dominance in Asia, but without it, layoffs loomed, and investors circled like vultures. As the Japanese delegation arrived, led by the stoic Mr. Tanaka, Amelia's heart sank. Her translator, hired at great expense, was stranded in a traffic snarl across the Bay Bridge. The boardroom hummed with tension as Tanaka's team settled, their expressions unreadable. Amelia's VP of Sales, Greg Thornton, whispered, "We can't stall. They'll walk." She clutched the contract, its pages heavy with the weight of 2,000 jobs. Her mind raced for solutions, but none materialized. Japanese was not among her skills, and Google Translate wouldn't cut it for a deal of this magnitude. She forced a smile, greeting Tanaka in English, but his curt nod signaled impatience. The clock above the door ticked mercilessly, 10 minutes until the presentation. Amelia's team exchanged nervous glances, their confidence crumbling. She stepped to the window, gazing at the Golden Gate Bridge, willing a miracle. The elevator dinged, and Ethan Brooks, the night shift custodian, entered to empty a trash bin. His presence was routine, invisible to the corporate elite. Ethan, 40, was a single father to Liam, his 8-year-old son, and worked nights to afford their modest Oakland apartment. His worn uniform and quiet demeanor masked a past life as a linguistic scholar in Tokyo, where he'd mastered Japanese. Amelia barely noticed him, her mind consumed by the crisis. "We're done," she muttered, unaware Ethan overheard. He paused, his mop still, then approached cautiously. "Miss Harper, I couldn't help but hear. I speak Japanese fluently." Amelia turned, incredulous. "You what?" Ethan's eyes held steady. "I lived in Tokyo for 10 years. I can help." Doubt battled desperation in her mind. A janitor? But the clock left no room for hesitation. "Follow me," she said, leading him to the boardroom. The delegation raised eyebrows as Ethan, in his custodial uniform, took a seat. Amelia introduced him as a consultant, her voice masking uncertainty. Tanaka's team murmured, skeptical. Ethan bowed slightly, addressing them in flawless Japanese, his tone respectful yet authoritative. "Tanaka-san, we are honored to present our vision for partnership." The room stilled. Amelia watched, stunned, as Ethan outlined Horizon's AI platform, weaving technical details with cultural nuance. Tanaka's stern face softened, a rare smile breaking through. By the hour's end, he extended a hand. "We proceed," he said in English, nodding to Ethan. The room exhaled. Amelia's team clapped, but her gaze lingered on Ethan, a man she'd never truly seen. Who was he, and how had she missed him? As Tanaka's team left, Ethan slipped back to his cart, unnoticed by all but Amelia. She caught his arm. "We need to talk." Ethan nodded, his life about to change forever. Ethan Brooks pushed his cleaning cart down Horizon's dimly lit hallways, the hum of Silicon Valley's ambition fading into the night. At 40, his life was a quiet struggle, raising Liam alone, scraping by on a custodian's wage, and burying dreams of his scholarly past. 10 years in Tokyo had made him a master of Japanese, but in America, he was just the guy with the mop. Tonight, though, fate intervened. Overhearing Amelia's panic, Ethan's heart raced. He'd stayed silent too long, invisible in a world that valued titles over talent. When he offered to help, Amelia's disbelief stung, but her nod was all he needed. In the boardroom, Ethan shed his invisibility. His custodial uniform drew stares, but his voice, clear, precise Japanese, commanded silence. Tanaka-san, Horizon's AI integrates seamlessly with your infrastructure, he said, bowing with practiced respect. Tanaka's eyes narrowed, assessing. Ethan didn't flinch, explaining neural networks with technical precision while invoking Japanese values of harmony and trust. Amelia watched, her shock giving way to awe. This wasn't just translation. It was diplomacy. Ethan anticipated Tanaka's concerns, data privacy, long-term support, and addressed them before questions arose. The delegation's murmurs turned to nods. Greg Thornton, the VP, whispered to Amelia, "Who is this guy?" She had no answer. Ethan's fluency wasn't just linguistic, it was cultural. He referenced Kaizen, Japan's philosophy of continuous improvement, aligning Horizon's goals with Tanaka's vision. When Tanaka asked about scalability, Ethan sketched a timeline on a whiteboard, his hands steady despite the room's weight. "We commit to quarterly reviews," he said, sealing trust. Tanaka's smile was a victory. As the delegation signed the preliminary agreement, Amelia's team erupted in relief. Ethan stepped back, his role complete, but Amelia's gaze pinned him. "Stay," she said, her voice firm. Later, in her office, she faced him, the contract safe but questions burning. "Why didn't you tell anyone you could do this?" Ethan shrugged, his accent soft. "Miss Harper, I'm a janitor. No one asks about my past." He spoke of Tokyo, his linguistics degree, and the visa issues that trapped him in low-wage work. Liam's future was his only focus. Amelia leaned forward, her mind racing. "You're wasted cleaning floors. Horizon needs you." Ethan hesitated. A corporate role meant stability for Liam, but a leap into a world that had ignored him. "I'm not one of you," he said. Amelia's eyes softened. "You're better. You proved it today." She offered him a trial as a consultant, a foot in the door. Ethan's thoughts turned to Liam, asleep in Oakland, dreaming of a better life. "I'll do it," he said, his voice steady. As he left, Amelia watched him go, a spark of admiration igniting. Ethan returned to his cart, the weight of possibility settling on his shoulders. He crossed a threshold, but the path ahead was uncharted. In the boardroom, he'd been a hero. In the hallway, he was still Ethan, the single dad with a mop. Yet something had shifted. Amelia's trust, Tanaka's handshake, they saw him. For the first time in years, Ethan felt visible. Tomorrow, he'd face Liam's questions, the corporate world's scrutiny, and a chance to rewrite his story. He gripped his cart, a quiet resolve building. This was only the beginning. The boardroom at Horizon Innovations buzzed with a new energy as Ethan Brooks stood before the Japanese delegation. His custodial uniform was gone, replaced by a borrowed suit from Greg Thornton's office. Amelia Harper watched, her initial skepticism replaced by fascination. Ethan's Japanese wasn't just fluent. It was a masterclass in cultural alchemy. Addressing Mr. Tanaka, he wove Horizon's AI pitch into a narrative of mutual growth, invoking Japanese principles like harmony, and relationships. "Our platform adapts to your needs, ensuring long-term collaboration," he said, his tone respectful yet confident. Tanaka's team, initially guarded, leaned forward, captivated. Ethan's brilliance lay in what he didn't say as much as what he did. He anticipated cultural pitfalls. Japanese businesses prized trust over speed and adjusted Horizon's pitch to emphasize reliability. When Tanaka raised concerns about data security, Ethan cited Japan's stringent privacy laws, assuring compliance with a nod to cultural pride. Amelia's team scribbled notes, awestruck. Greg whispered, "He's outshining our entire C-suite." Ethan's command extended beyond words. He mirrored Tanaka's measured pace, pausing to allow reflection, a Japanese negotiation staple. When presenting timelines, he framed them as shared milestones, aligning with collectivist values. Tanaka's deputy, Ms. Sato, asked about post-launch support. Ethan's response, detailing a dedicated Tokyo liaison, earned a rare nod. Amelia saw the shift. Tanaka's team trusted Ethan, not just Horizon. During a break, Ethan pulled Amelia aside, his voice low. "They're worried about rush deployment." In Japan, haste signals carelessness. Emphasize our testing phase. Amelia nodded, revising her closing remarks. Back in the room, she spoke of Horizon's meticulous preparation, her words amplified by Ethan's translation. He infused her speech with passion, his voice carrying her conviction across languages. Tanaka's smile grew. The deal was theirs. As pens met paper, the room erupted in applause. Ethan stepped back, but Amelia's eyes followed him. Later, in her office, she pressed him. How did you know their concerns before they spoke? Ethan hesitated, then shared his past, a decade in Tokyo, teaching cross-cultural communication. I learned to listen beyond words, he said. Amelia's admiration deepened. You're not just a translator. You're a strategist. She offered him the permanent role of Director of International Relations, a six-figure salary. And benefits for Liam. Ethan's jaw tightened. The offer meant security, but thrust him into a world of corporate politics. I'm a single dad, Miss Harper. My son comes first. Amelia nodded. Bring Liam to our daycare. Horizon takes care of its own. Ethan's resolve wavered. This was his chance. He accepted, a mix of hope and fear in his eyes. As he left, Amelia called after him. Ethan, you didn't just save the deal. You showed us what we're missing. Back in the boardroom, Tanaka's team lingered, praising Ethan's cultural fluency. Miss Sato handed Amelia a card. Ensure Mr. Brooks joins all future meetings. Amelia smiled, realizing Ethan's value was immeasurable. That night, Ethan sat with Liam, explaining his new role. Papa's going to help people talk to each other, he said. Liam grinned. Like a superhero? Ethan laughed, hugging him. Exactly. In his small apartment, Ethan stared at the contract, the weight of his new life sinking in. He was no longer invisible, but the spotlight brought new pressures. Could he balance Liam's needs with Horizon's demands? Only time would tell, but for now, he'd earned his place. Amelia Harper stood at her office window, San Francisco's skyline glittering below, but her thoughts were on Ethan Brooks. The Tanaka deal, now signed, was a triumph. But Ethan's role in it was a revelation. He wasn't just a janitor who spoke Japanese. He was a strategic mind, a cultural bridge, a hidden gem in Horizon's ranks. She summoned him the next morning. Her decision firm. Ethan arrived, his new suit slightly wrinkled, his eyes wary. Miss Harper, is something wrong? He asked, standing by her desk. Amelia smiled. Everything's right because of you. Sit. Ethan perched on the leather chair, uneasy in the opulent office. Amelia leaned forward. Horizon needs you, Ethan. Not as a consultant, but as Director of International Relations. Full benefits, stock options, and a salary that'll change your life. Ethan's breath caught. The offer was staggering. $200,000 a year, health insurance for Liam, a college fund. But doubt nodded at him. I'm not trained for this. I'm a single dad, not a corporate guy. Amelia's gaze was unwavering. You're a leader. You proved it yesterday. Titles don't make talent. You do. She slid a contract across the desk. Ethan's hands, calloused from years of manual labor, hesitated. He thought of Liam, his son's dreams of becoming an engineer, their cramped apartment, and the endless grind of night shifts. This was a chance to give Liam stability, but it meant stepping into a world that had long dismissed him. What about my past? He asked. I have no credentials here. Amelia's voice softened. Your past is why you're perfect. You understand people, not just languages. She shared her own story, rising from a coder to CEO, defying skeptics. I bet on talent, Ethan. I'm betting on you. Ethan's mind flashed to Tokyo, where he'd lectured on cultural nuance, only to lose it all to visa issues. America had reduced him to invisibility, but Amelia saw him. He signed the contract, his signature shaky but resolute. I won't let you down, he said. Amelia nodded. I know. As Ethan left, his new title sank in, Director of International Relations. He called Liam from the hallway, voice thick. Buddy, Papa's got a new job. Things are gonna be better. Liam's cheer echoed through the phone, grounding him. That afternoon, Amelia introduced Ethan to the executive team. Greg Thornton raised an eyebrow. From janitor to director? Bold move. Amelia's stare silenced him. Ethan's our edge in global markets. Get used to it. Ethan felt the room's scrutiny, but stood tall. His first task was a briefing on Horizon's Asian expansion, his insights impressing even the skeptics. That night, Ethan took Liam for ice cream, a rare treat. You're important now, Papa, Liam said, chocolate smudged on his face. Ethan laughed. But the weight of expectation settled. He was no longer invisible, but the corporate world was a battlefield. Could he navigate it without losing himself? Amelia, meanwhile, watched Ethan's first day from her office, a mix of pride and curiosity. He was more than a hire. He was a partner in Horizon's future. As she reviewed the Tanaka contract, a new email arrived. A British partner, Sir Edward Langley, demanded a meeting in London. Trouble was brewing, and Ethan was her only hope. The stakes were rising, and so was her trust in him. Ethan Brooks boarded a red-eye to London, his first international trip as Horizon's Director of International Relations. The $80 million contract with Langley Enterprises hung in the balance, jeopardized by a blunder from Horizon's lead negotiator, Tom Reynolds. Reynolds, a brash Harvard grad, had mocked British business traditions during a video call, calling them stuffy. Sir Edward Langley, the patriarch of the UK's tech elite, was livid, threatening to pull out. Amelia Harper's voice had been tense when she briefed Ethan. "We have 48 hours to fix this, or we lose Europe." Ethan, still adjusting to his new role, felt the weight of 3,000 jobs. London's Heathrow Airport buzzed as Ethan arrived, his suit crisp, but his nerves frayed. Liam's voice from their last call, "Be a superhero, Papa," kept him grounded. At Langley's Mayfair office, Ethan faced a frosty reception. Sir Edward, a silver-haired titan, barely acknowledged him. Horizon sent a janitor to apologize? He scoffed, informed of Ethan's past. Ethan swallowed the insult, bowing slightly, a nod to British courtesy. "Sir Edward, I'm here to rebuild trust," he said. His British accented English flawless from years of study. Langley's team raised eyebrows. Ethan began with a heartfelt apology, acknowledging Reynolds' error. "Horizon misjudged your values. I'm here to correct that." He'd spent the flight studying Langley's history, a family firm built on precision engineering. Ethan pitched Horizon's AI as a partner to their legacy, emphasizing shared goals of quality and innovation. Langley's deputy, Ms. Claire Winston, challenged him. "Why should we trust Horizon after such arrogance?" Ethan's response was disarming. "Trust is earned through humility. I've learned that as a father, not just a director." He shared his journey from scholar to custodian, framing Horizon's mistake as a chance to grow. Langley's expression softened. During a break, Ethan advised Amelia via video call. "They value tradition. Highlight our long-term commitment." Amelia, in San Francisco, adjusted her pitch, emphasizing Horizon's 20-year vision. Ethan translated her words into British sensibilities, stressing partnership over profit. By day's end, Langley extended a cautious handshake. "You're not what I expected, Mr. Brooks. We'll talk tomorrow." That night, Ethan wandered London streets, Big Ben glowing against the Thames. He called Liam, guilt-gnawing as his son mentioned a missed soccer game. "I'll make it up, buddy," he promised. The next day, Ethan sealed the deal with a masterstroke, a joint R&D lab in Cambridge, aligning with Langley's innovation ethos. Sir Edward signed, inviting Ethan to dinner, a rare honor. "You understand relationships, not just contracts," he said. Ethan flew home, triumphant but weary. Amelia met him at Horizon, her relief palpable. "You saved us again," she said, her hand lingering on his arm. Ethan smiled, but the spark between them unsettled him. She was his boss, yet her warmth felt personal. As he briefed the team, Greg Thornton's skepticism faded, replaced by respect. Ethan's reputation soared, but the constant travel loomed. Could he be the father Liam needed while saving Horizon's empire? Amelia, watching him, sensed his conflict. "We're a team, Ethan," she said softly. "You're not alone." Her words stirred something deeper, a connection neither dared name. Back home, Ethan tucked Liam in, the London victory bittersweet. The corporate world demanded more. And a new threat was brewing. Apex Ventures, a rival plotting to devour Horizon. Ethan's resolve hardened. He'd fight for his son, for Amelia, for their future. Amelia Harper leaned against her office desk, San Francisco's fog rolling past her window, but her thoughts were on Ethan Brooks. 6 months ago, he was a janitor. Now, he was Horizon's secret weapon, saving deals in Tokyo and London. Their late-night strategy sessions had grown personal, shared laughs, lingering glances, a warmth that blurred professional lines. Amelia, 38, had built her empire on discipline, keeping emotions at bay. Yet Ethan, with his quiet strength and devotion to Liam, cracked her armor. Ethan felt it too, but the stakes were high. As Director of International Relations, he reported to Amelia. A romance could ruin his career, her reputation, and Horizon's stability. Still, their chemistry was undeniable. During a planning meeting, Amelia praised Ethan's London triumph. "You're redefining us," she said, her smile softening. Ethan's pulse quickened. "Just doing my job," he replied. But his eyes held hers too long. Greg Thornton noticed, smirking. "Careful, Brooks. Don't get too cozy." Ethan brushed it off, but the warning lingered. That evening, Amelia asked Ethan to stay late, reviewing Brazilian expansion plans. Alone in her office, the air felt charged. "You're different, Ethan," she said, stepping closer. "You see people, not just deals." Ethan's throat tightened. "You're different too, Amelia. You believed in me when no one did." Their hands brushed, a spark igniting. Ethan pulled back. "We can't. You're my boss." Amelia's face fell, but she nodded. "You're right." Yet the tension grew. At a company gala, Ethan arrived with Liam, who charmed Amelia with stories of his dad's superhero job. Amelia danced with Ethan, her hand on his shoulder. Their bodies close. "This feels right," she whispered. Ethan's resolve wavered, but Liam's presence grounded him. "We need boundaries," he said, stepping away. Amelia's eyes glistened, but she agreed. Their restraint held until a crisis in Brazil. A partner, Ms. Silva, demanded Ethan's presence in Sao Paulo. Amelia joined him, their teamwork seamless. At a rooftop dinner, Silva toasted their partnership. Alone afterward, Amelia confessed, "I'm falling for you, Ethan. It scares me." Ethan's heart raced. "I feel it too, but Liam, my job. Your company, what happens if we fail?" Amelia touched his hand. "What if we don't?" They stood, city lights below, on the edge of a leap. Back in San Francisco, their stolen moments, coffee runs, late-night calls, deepened their bond. Greg's whispers grew louder, warning of scandal. Amelia ignored them, but Ethan worried. "If this goes wrong, I lose everything," he told her. Amelia's voice was firm. "We'll protect each other." Their fragile balance shattered when Liam's school called during a meeting. Ethan's absence at a science fair had left Liam upset. Amelia saw his guilt. "Go to him," she said. Ethan hugged her, gratitude mixing with love. At home, Liam asked, "Do you like Ms. Amelia, Papa?" Ethan smiled. "She's special, buddy." Liam grinned. "She makes you happy." Ethan realized Liam saw what he denied. Returning to Horizon, Ethan found Amelia waiting. "We're stronger together," she said. They kissed, a quiet promise amid the storm. But a new threat loomed. Apex Ventures, a corporate predator, was circling Horizon. Their love, their company, their dreams all were at risk. Ethan vowed to fight, not just for Horizon, but for the family he and Amelia were building. The battle ahead would test them like never before. Ethan Brooks sat in Horizon's boardroom, briefing Amelia Harper on the Sao Paulo deal. When his phone buzzed urgently, the caller ID, Liam's school, sent ice through his veins. "Mr. Brooks, it's about Liam," the principal said. "He's been in a bike accident. He's at UCSF Medical Center." Ethan's world tilted. Liam, his 8-year-old son, was his everything. Amelia, sensing his panic, ended the meeting. "Go," she said, her hand on his arm. Ethan raced to the hospital. San Francisco's streets a blur. At UCSF, Liam lay in a bed, his leg in a cast, his face pale but awake. "Papa, I fell," he whispered. Ethan knelt, tears falling. "I'm here, buddy." The doctor, Dr. Patel, explained, a fractured femur from a collision with a car. Surgery was needed, but Liam was stable. Ethan's guilt surged. He'd been in Brazil, chasing deals, missing Liam's school events. Amelia arrived, her presence a quiet strength. She coordinated with the hospital, ensuring top surgeons. Ethan gripped her hand, overwhelmed. "You didn't have to come," he said. Amelia's eyes were fierce. "Your family." The word struck deep. Liam's surgery went well, but recovery would take months. Ethan stayed by his side, reading stories, his corporate role fading. Amelia visited daily, bringing Liam puzzles and her warmth. One evening, Liam said, "Ms. Amelia, you make Papa smile." Ethan and Amelia exchanged a look, their unspoken love surfacing. Liam's accident forced Ethan to confront his priorities. He'd climbed from janitor to director, but at what cost? "I'm failing him," he told Amelia, his voice raw. She shook her head. "You're giving him a future. We'll balance this together." Her words anchored him, But doubt lingered. Back at Horizon, Greg Thornton's snide remarks about Ethan's absence stung. Can't handle the big leagues? Ethan ignored him, but the pressure mounted. Amelia, sensing his strain, gave him time off, handling his duties herself. One night, in Liam's hospital room, Amelia confessed, "I was scared too, Ethan. Losing Liam would have broken us both." Ethan pulled her close, their foreheads touching. "You're my strength," he said. Their kiss, soft and certain, sealed a partnership beyond the office. Liam's recovery progressed, but a new crisis loomed. Apex Ventures, a ruthless conglomerate, had launched a hostile takeover bid for Horizon, offering shareholders 40% above market value. Amelia called Ethan back, her voice tense. "They're coming for everything we've built." Ethan returned Liam's words, "Be a superhero, Papa," echoing. He met Amelia in her office, their shared resolve unbreakable. "We fight," Ethan said. Amelia nodded, her trust in him absolute. Ethan's mind raced. Apex saw Horizon as a cash cow, not a global innovator. He proposed a bold counter: accelerate international partnerships to make Horizon too valuable to acquire. It was a gamble, requiring his cultural expertise and Amelia's leadership. As Liam healed, Ethan worked tirelessly, calling Tokyo, London, Sao Paulo. Amelia stood by him, their love a quiet force. Liam, now hobbling on crutches, cheered them on. "You and Ms. Amelia are a team," he said. Ethan smiled, realizing his son saw their future. The takeover loomed. But Ethan's accident had clarified what mattered: family, love, and Horizon's legacy. He'd fight for all three, no matter the cost. The battle with Apex would define their fate, and Ethan was ready. Amelia Harper stood before Horizon Innovations Board, her voice steady despite the storm brewing. Apex Ventures, a corporate juggernaut, had launched a hostile takeover bid, offering shareholders a 40% premium to seize Horizon's AI technology. The boardroom crackled with tension. Some directors, lured by quick profits, wavered. "Apex will gut us," Amelia warned, her eyes scanning the room. Ethan Brooks, back from Liam's bedside, sat beside her, his new role as Director of International Relations now legendary. Apex's CEO, Victor Crane, saw Horizon as a domestic player, blind to its global reach. Ethan knew this was their edge. He whispered to Amelia, "They don't understand our partnerships." She nodded, her trust in him absolute. The board's chair, Margaret Wells, demanded a counterplan. "We have 72 hours before shareholders vote," she said. Amelia outlined the stakes. Apex would dismantle Horizon, slashing jobs and innovation. Ethan stood, his presence commanding. "Apex underestimates us," he said. "Our Tokyo, London, and Sao Paulo deals make us a global force. They can't buy trust." Margaret raised an eyebrow. "Can you prove it?" Ethan's plan was audacious. Accelerate international expansion, securing commitments from Tanaka, Langley, and Silva to boost Horizon's valuation beyond Apex's reach. He'd spent nights studying Apex's tactics, strip and sell mergers that ignored cultural nuance. "We're not just a company," Ethan said. "We're a network of relationships." The board murmured, intrigued. Amelia backed him, her voice fierce. "Ethan's right. Our partnerships are our strength. Let's fight." The board granted Ethan authority to negotiate globally, a move that stunned Greg Thornton. "A janitor calling the shots," he muttered. Amelia's glare silenced him. That night, Ethan and Amelia worked in her office, city lights glinting below. "This could fail," Ethan admitted, his voice low. Amelia touched his arm. "Not with you leading." Their shared glance held love and resolve. Ethan called Tanaka and Tokyo, leveraging their trust. "Horizon commits to a joint AI lab," he said, securing a $150 million pledge. In London, Sir Edward Langley hesitated, wary of Apex's reach. Ethan flew overnight, meeting him at his estate. "Horizon honors your legacy," he said, offering a European hub. Langley signed. In Sao Paulo, MS. Silva demanded guarantees. Ethan's fluency in Portuguese, learned during his scholar days, sealed her commitment. Back in San Francisco, Apex intensified pressure, spreading rumors of Horizon's instability. Shareholders wavered, but Ethan's deals held firm. Amelia rallied the team, her faith in Ethan unwavering. "He's our shield," she told them. Ethan, exhausted, thought of Liam, now recovering, and Amelia, his partner in every sense. The final board meeting loomed. Ethan presented the partnership's $300 million in new revenue, dwarfing Apex's offer. Margaret clapped. "You've redefined us." But Victor Crane wasn't done. He called Amelia, offering Ethan a $5 million job to defect. Ethan refused, loyal to Amelia and Horizon. "This is my home," he told her. Amelia's eyes shone. "Ours." As the vote neared, Apex's grip weakened. Ethan and Amelia stood together, their love and vision Horizon's true strength. The takeover fight was their crucible, forging a future neither had imagined. Liam's recovery, their partnership, and Horizon's survival hung in the balance. Ethan vowed to win, not just for the company, but for the family they were becoming. The clock ticked, and the battle raged on. Ethan Brooks stood before Horizon Innovations Board, his presentation screen glowing with partnership agreements from Tokyo, London, and Sao Paulo. The Apex Ventures takeover loomed, with shareholders poised to vote in 24 hours. Ethan's global strategy was Horizon's last defense: transform the company into an untouchable international powerhouse. "Apex sees us as a tech startup," he said, his voice steady. "We're a global network, built on trust." Board Chair Margaret Wells leaned forward. "Show us." Ethan detailed the commitments: Tanaka's $150 million AI lab, Langley's European hub, and Silva's manufacturing deal, totaling $300 million in revenue. "These aren't just contracts," he said. "They're relationships Apex can't replicate." Amelia Harper watched, pride swelling. Ethan, once a janitor, now commanded the room. His journey from scholar to custodian to director inspired her. She'd given him a chance, and he'd reshaped Horizon. Ethan's strategy wasn't just financial. It was cultural. He'd spent sleepless nights calling partners, leveraging his linguistic and diplomatic skills. In Tokyo, he'd invoked Kaizen to align with Tanaka's vision. In London, he'd honored Langley's heritage. In Sao Paulo, his Portuguese fluency won Silva's trust. Each deal strengthened Horizon's valuation, making Apex's offer look paltry. Greg Thornton, once skeptical, nodded. This could work. Ethan's plan required Horizon to shift its identity from a San Francisco tech firm to a global entity headquartered in California. "We stop being American-centric," he said. "We become universal." Margaret challenged him. "Can you execute in time?" Ethan's eyes met Amelia's. "With full authority, yes." The board voted, granting him power to finalize deals. Amelia whispered, "You've got this." Ethan worked relentlessly, coordinating with partners across time zones. Tanaka sent a signed commitment. Langley pledged public support. Silva offered a Brazilian R&D center. Apex's CEO, Victor Crane, countered with smear campaigns, claiming Horizon was over-leveraged. Shareholders wavered, but Ethan's deals held. Amelia rallied employees, sharing Ethan's vision. "He's fighting for us," she said. Ethan, exhausted, thought of Liam, whose recovery fueled his drive. A video call with Liam, crutches and all, renewed his resolve. "Save the company, Papa," Liam said. Ethan smiled, hugging Amelia later. "He's our why." The final push came in a global press conference. Ethan, flanked by Tanaka, Langley, and Silva via video, announced Horizon's transformation. "We're a family of innovators," he said, his words broadcast worldwide. The stock surged, outpacing Apex's offer. Shareholders rejected the takeover, cheering in Horizon's lobby. Amelia embraced Ethan, their relief palpable. "You did it," she whispered. Ethan shook his head. "We did." That night, they celebrated with the team, but Ethan's thoughts turned to Amelia. Their love, forged in crisis, was Horizon's heart. As champagne flowed, Margaret toasted Ethan. "From janitor to genius. You're our future." Ethan blushed, but Amelia's hand in his grounded him. The victory was sweet, but Apex's defeat wasn't the end. Horizon's global shift demanded constant work. Ethan and Amelia planned a new headquarters, symbolizing their vision. Liam, now walking, joined them at the groundbreaking. "Is this our home, Papa?" he asked. Ethan nodded, Amelia smiling. "It's our legacy." The strategy had saved Horizon, but it also redefined Ethan and Amelia's purpose. They were no longer boss and employee, but partners in love and ambition. The world watched. And Horizon soared, a testament to trust, talent, and the power of seeing beyond titles. The Napa Valley hills bloomed with spring as Ethan Brooks and Amelia Harper stood atop a vineyard. Their wedding a celebration of love and Horizon Innovation's triumph. Employees, international partners, and Liam, now fully recovered, filled the rooftop garden. Ethan, in a tailored suit, gazed at Amelia, radiant in white. 6 months ago, he was a janitor. Now, he was her partner in life and legacy. The Apex Ventures takeover had been crushed. Horizon's global partnerships, Tokyo, London, Sao Paulo, making it untouchable. Ethan's strategy had redefined the company, its stock soaring, its future secure. Amelia's vows were heartfelt. Ethan, you saw me when I was blind to myself. You saved Horizon, but you saved me first. Ethan's voice trembled. Amelia, you gave me a chance when I was invisible. I'll spend my life proving you right. Liam, the ring bearer, grinned, whispering, told you she's family, Papa. Guests laughed, Tanaka, Langley, and Silver among them, toasting the couple who'd united cultures. The reception buzzed, music drifting over the vines. Tanaka approached Ethan. Your vision made us partners. Horizon is Japan's pride too. Langley added, and Europe's. Silva hugged Amelia. Brazil stands with you. Their words cemented Horizon's global identity. Ethan and Amelia danced, their love a quiet strength. The journey hadn't been easy. Liam's accident, the takeover. Their forbidden romance, each tested them. Yet they'd emerged stronger, their bond unyielding. Employees, once skeptical, now called Ethan the visionary. Greg Thornton, reformed, raised a glass. To the man who changed us all. Amelia leaned into Ethan, whispering, this is our empire. The night deepened, stars above Napa mirroring San Francisco's lights. Liam joined them, his crutches gone. Are we a team forever? He asked. Ethan knelt. Always, buddy. Amelia's eyes shone. You're our heart, Liam. The wedding wasn't just personal, it was Horizon's rebirth. The company's new headquarters, groundbreaking planned, symbolized its global reach. Ethan and Amelia would lead it together, their love fueling innovation. Partners worldwide sent gifts, Japanese sake, British tea, Brazilian art, proof of Horizon's family. As guests departed, Ethan and Amelia stood alone, the valley quiet. We built this, Ethan said. His arm around her. Amelia nodded. And we'll build more. Their kiss, under the stars, sealed a promise. Horizon stock hit record highs, analysts praising its cultural revolution. Ethan's story, from janitor to director, inspired articles, but he shunned fame. It's about us, he told Amelia, meaning her, Liam, and Horizon. Liam started at a new school, his engineering dreams thriving. Amelia, once isolated by success, found joy in their family. The couple planned a honeymoon in Tokyo, where Tanaka would host them, blending business and love. Horizon's future was boundless, its partnerships a shield against threats. Ethan and Amelia knew challenges would come, competitors, markets, time, but they'd face them as one. The wedding marked their triumph, not just over Apex, but over doubt, fear, and invisibility. Ethan, once unseen, was now Horizon's soul. Amelia, once alone, was whole. As dawn broke, they drove home. Liam asleep in the back seat. Ethan squeezed Amelia's hand. This is success, he said. She smiled. This is us. Their love, their company, their family, unbreakable, eternal, a legacy for the ages. The story of Ethan Brooks and Amelia Harper teaches a profound truth. Greatness hides in unexpected places, waiting for someone to see it. Ethan, a janitor, was invisible until Amelia's trust unleashed his genius, saving Horizon Innovations and forging a global empire. Their journey from crisis to love to triumph shows that talent transcends titles. And true success lies in relationships, not just revenue. Ethan's cultural fluency bridged Tokyo, London, and Sao Paulo, proving respect for others' values can transform outcomes. Amelia's gamble on an unlikely hero reminds us to look beyond appearances, to seek the brilliance in those society overlooks. Their love, tested by Liam's accident and corporate warfare, reveals that vulnerability and trust are strengths, not weaknesses. Horizon's victory over Apex Ventures wasn't just financial. It was a testament to human connection between partners, colleagues, and a family built on faith. This story challenges us to redefine success, to measure it not in dollars, but in lives changed, bonds forged, and dreams realized. Ethan and Amelia's legacy is a call to action. See the unseen, trust the untested, and love without fear. In your world, who's the hidden hero waiting for a chance? A coworker, a neighbor, a stranger with a story untold? Take a risk on them, as Amelia did on Ethan. Share their talents, lift their voices, and watch miracles unfold. Your belief could spark a revolution, just as Horizon became a beacon of global unity. So, pause today, look around, and ask, who's my Ethan? Share this story with friends, colleagues, or family. Post it, tweet it, tell it. Inspire others to seek the extraordinary in the ordinary. Then act. Mentor someone, champion an underdog, or simply listen. The next great story starts with you. Be the spark that turns invisibility into legacy, as Ethan and Amelia did, proving that love, trust, and vision can change the world.